Welcome to the Vibrant Couple. Today I have invited Irina Sulim, who coaches men, to talk about masculine embodiment.
Masculine embodiment is as much as feminine embodiment. It has to do with a person be in connection with their body, feeling their body, and knowing how to sort of move with ease from different parts of themselves. You know that we all have many parts within ourselves. So being in approval of those parts um, uh, and acting from those parts when the situation is appropriate. And because I am working predominantly with sexuality, that is a very, you know, ambiguous, vague topic. It has a shadow in it and it has a gift in it, obviously. And we all, humans, men and women, we have certain hang-ups around our sexuality. Men, what I find, tend to be much more closed off and not in approval of their dangerous, dark, shadowy, raw, primal impulses. That is
Mhm.
what we women are so desiring in a man when it comes to the bedroom. And so, because we live in a society where that is considered toxic, um, so men are a little, walking on the edge and shaming that part of themselves. So when I come as a coach into this dynamic, when I work with men on that, I actually help them to understand that this is desired by us, by women. And I'm as a woman, I say, yes, I want that. Give me that. um, and um, help them to also find their unique flavor of that embodied masculine expression. Because we all women are different. They all, their masculinity is like it's never the same. Yes, there are maybe generic features that we know about, like leadership, initiation, assertion, penetration, all of that qualities, but every man has his own ways of expressing. And so if he owns that expression fully, no shame, and in approval of it and with integrity with it, and the woman will love him for it.
I just realized something. For a number of years, I've been struggling to teach that what trips women is fear and what trips men is shame. And I've struggled in talking about it in a negative way. What I just realized in what you said is when a man is free of shame, he can create an environment free of fear for women.
Yes, indeed. I
That's
agree.
beautiful. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. So
I
what I'm
agree.
hearing is you are inviting men who are typically closed off and, very strong cultural conditioning for men not to feel and not be sissies and not have feelings and don't cry and all those things, to get in touch with their feelings, to get in touch with their senses, to get in touch with their animal, darker desires, and own them. Doesn't necessarily mean to act on them, but own them so that they can show up fully, freely, and that's what the feminine really wants in the bedroom. Yeah.
Yes, that's true. In my coaching practice, I work with men on kind of helping them to get to the point where they own their powerful sexual beingness, and also helping them to heal their vulnerable parts, like the inner boy inside of them, the emotional aspects that are so key to be also in approval of and owning, when you make love to a woman, because you don't, I actually want to say that I attract in my practice a lot of nice guys. So we work on like, okay, your niceness is not what attractive. You may, as a man, enter into a very safe, emotionally safe relationship with a woman, but then after a while, that is no longer safe for her. Like she wants to feel your lion. She wants to feel your raw primal animal. She wants to know you can kill for her if necessary. And those parts I also kind of like tell them and coach them on and help them to figure that out on their own through doing the practice of like embodiment practices that we do with men, either through breath work or through gestalt therapy or through self-pleasure. You know, that one of the embodiment practice that I offer to men that I feel is like so necessary is a healthy, conscious self-pleasure that men need to have, which looks like a man having a truly loving, connected relationship with his cock.
I'm assuming that what you are inviting your clients to do, the nice guys you work with, is not to develop that, masculine, classic ways, but is to be in touch with them, not in a macho way, but in a way that they own themselves, they are comfortable with themselves.
Yes, indeed. I cannot teach that masculinity that you talk about. Like go and work out in the gym and build muscles and go hunt and fish. I mean, sometimes for some men, it's necessary. If it's calling you, by all means, go and do that. But what I am really paying attention is the energetics. The energetics, which is the true embodiment, the true felt sense of the masculine. And that usually is owning all of you, or whatever parts that you've been judging about yourself and, denying and avoiding, bringing that into the surface, loving those parts, approving of them, and just having like a true, free liberation inside that a man feels. And you can even then, when a man energetically owns all parts of himself, he is taller, he's lighter, brighter. He's like his posture is different. He's the way he speaks is different. He's not having this trembly voice or he's like lost with his eyes trying to find what to say. He's in the moment, he's connected, he's present. I like to talk a lot about presence. So,
Wow.
I always tell a man about dominance, like that very attractive to women. And I'm like, well, it's not you buying toys at a sex shop and then going and, spanking your woman, blindfolding her, and doing all of it. It's not about that. It's about your energetics. So if, for example, you as a man aspire to be a masterful lover of whatever identity. I like to work with men in this practice of creating empowered identity, which the identity that actually knows how to make love, how to do relationship, how to express in communication in a conscious way. So, what qualities does this identity have? Like, what is inspiring to you? Maybe you take some of those qualities from James Bond or from, Ryan Gosling from A Stupid Crazy Love movie. Like, whatever it is that speaks to you, put it on, have it be your outfit, see how it fits, and then play, express from that part of you. And maybe at first it's going to be theatrical and a little fake, but try it a little bit more. Maybe you like it a little bit more, and then see what happens. Because if it's yours, it will stick. If it's not yours, it will just fall away. So this is truly a beautiful experience for a lot of men. I want to give an example of one man that I'm working with right now. He is in his 30s. He is Middle Eastern, and so he's having a total revamping of his identity and how he is with women. So his gift is he's good at dirty talk, or he's good at sexting. He's good at poetically like playing with a woman's imagination, and he's a good writer at the same time. So he didn't know that that could really turn a woman on and make her wet. And I'm like, yes, use it. It's beautiful. And he loves it so much. And now we call him like a masterful dominant poet. And he does crazy things with this woman. And he comes to me and he says, Irina, my world is upside down. I didn't know that I could do these things to women just with my natural giftedness. Like, yeah,
It seems that you've worked on removing the shame. You know, you have the same man, same, upbringing culture, same gift, but now he plays it fully and playfully.
exactly. Yes, there's a lot of playfulness, there's a lot of creativity, which I absolutely invite at all times. Like, women love to be blind, women love to not know. So keep her guessing, keep her anticipating, and at the same time, be respectful, be honest, be in integrity. And because I'm a woman, I'm like, protect a woman's heart, protect a woman's heart. Like, be dangerous, but protect a woman's heart by all means. And that means stay in your integrity no matter what. And so he says he's there at the moment. This man is on a journey. He's not looking for a relationship, but he's dating, and he's dating multiple women, and he's honest with every single woman. Like, yeah, I'm dating many women at the same time. And he owns it, and he's like steadfast, owns this. And women love that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is wonderful because one of the things I'm hearing from the women I work with is that they live their life on eggshells, not knowing who men are, not knowing what men want. So when men say, "Hey, this is who I am and this is what I want," they can relax and know how they can be around. It does not mean they're going to say yes to dirty talk or yes to sex or yes to that, but they can relax if they know a man is horny and then they know what to do around it.
Yes, and they also like there needs to be some congruency between what he says and what he does. And
Of
so
course.
I do
Yeah,
tell
that,
men that this is what women have strong antennas for, your
yeah.
integrity. So please be transparent, please be honest. And in on with all respect for men, men do not want to hurt a woman. It's like the reason why a lot of men run away from like a ghost is because they're so scared to hurt a woman by saying the truth, and they are not taught. Why are they doing this? Because they are not taught this relational skill that, hey, you are not responsible for her feelings. She's gonna be hurt anyways. So she's a big girl. Tell her honestly from the get-go what your intention is, and then like stick to it. Don't change.
This is very interesting because this is the exact opposite of what nice guy have been, brainwashed with.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, they're like fascinated. This because men are so afraid to hurt a woman and make a woman angry, and that comes from how they've been maybe with their mothers. That we have to untangle in many cases. And that's what society also brainwashes men about. Yeah, so we are unwinding a lot of deep things
Yeah.
here.
And there are indeed lots of jerks out there that it's not good to follow their path. And so I wish there were more of that talk about what women really want. And of course, not these, uber macho, bigger cock, whatever, the manosphere circles or, promote, but these men who are present, even if they are not muscular.
Yeah, even if they don't have those muscles and go to the gym every day, but they may be poets and writers and musicians and artistic types, and they need to tap in more into the warrior archetype because we do work a little bit with the archetypes. There's an artist, the lover, the king, the warrior. And so because every man has this archetype within himself. It just sometimes there's one that's dominating and others are kind of like a little not underdeveloped. And so what it would look like for you to step into the warrior archetype and be a protector and a fighter and like what and that does not have to look like big muscles and going to the gym and you know go cut the woods in the in the forest. It can look like so many other different ways, whichever way speaks to you particularly. I'm all about uniqueness of each and every human being. But I do say that, what's your leadership style as a man? How would you initiate this conversation? How would you ask these questions? Um, what's your creativity style? Like, how would you create a scene for a woman to relax and be soft and like totally be feminine? Um, Invite her into it by directing her. And some men are more direct, but some men are more like gentler on the approach, but it's still a leadership.
I see many women hardening over the years. And, I believe that's one of the reasons men attracted to younger women is they have not built that shell around them. So I'm seeing women who have hardened and who are basically married to nice guy because there is a correlation, a link between the two. And I'm, of course, working with nice guys who want to become more fully embodied in their masculine. I'm also working with women who want to let go of that masculine shell. What do you see from your work with men that how their woman shows up and invites them or not? Do you have any advice for our listeners about that?
The nice guys that came to me was being in a relationship, long-term relationship with women who were abusive and hard and kind of like critical and so on and so forth. Um, they had to divorce eventually, and then you know do the healing and all of that. Um, what my take on this, it's also from my own experience because I am in a relationship with a recovering nice guy. And um, I had to personally to shift my energy, um, and I had to learn to unwind the patterns within myself that hardened independent woman. That Because when I was growing up, my parents would tell me, be strong, you're a strong woman, be strong, don't ever cry, don't ever cry, don't you dare cry in front of a man. Don't show them your tears. So I remembered that. Like I have a very, very hardcore mother, so I carry this imprint within myself, and so of course that, helped me a lot in my life to be to achieve a lot of my life. But then when it comes to relationship, it was difficult. I became a relationship coach because I had to figure this out for myself, for my own life. Um, it is finding safety within my own body to be deeply um, nested in my own feminine, in my own woman. It is finding help and support from God. It is rebuilding and restoring my relationship with men, and beginning trusting men and seeing men as these amazing beings who want to protect us and provide for us and want to love us and cherish us. We just don't give them the opportunity to do so as a women because we don't know our nature ourselves. We don't truly embody our feminine essence. And so when I started learning that about myself and my feminine essence and how freaking magnificent it is, like I am a woman who bears life. Like it's like magic, right? There's nothing more magical than that, than creating life. And so honoring myself, honoring who I am, honoring my desires, honoring my needs, honoring truly me would help my man to honor me too. And with that, me removing the armor from my
Yeah.
heart and putting my sword down and letting my woman come out and play and invite and then seduce and be all of that. And he rises. He rises by feeling respect, feeling trust, and feeling, yeah, because there's nothing for men that inspires a man than trust and respect from a woman.
It's very interesting because women don't understand, most women don't understand that is the only thing they have to do is to show up in their feminine, let go of their masculine armor. Otherwise, it's basically too masculine or she outmasculines him and it becomes in his feminine, and that's not nurturing for most or satisfying for most women. And so I heard you talk that you change your relationship with God, you change your relationship with men. Did you also work on your relationship with women?
100%. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I had to work a lot on my relationship with my mother, first and foremost, and my forgiveness, because, for the longest time I've been blaming her for all my non-feminine parts. And then I just like, well, I had to do a lot of work on that. And because she's been the one who was telling me, don't trust other women.
Yeah.
They will betray you.
That message is important because
Hmm.
it is true the competition between women is fierce and brutal. It's amazing. It's not just in the movie Mean Girls, it's out there everywhere. Men think that women dress for them. This is not true. Women dress for each other because of the competition.
Yeah, my mom's intention was to protect me for sure with that message. And I think I did take it and I was protecting myself, but to the point where I felt lonely at some point in my life. And then when I started doing the sexuality journey and my coaching, first my personal work, I immersed myself in the communities of a lot of women, and I was shying away from being too vulnerable until I was actually called out. And I was like, oh, okay, this is, yeah, I truly need to look at it, and I had to, and it was confronting. It was very confronting for me, and yeah, working also on my feelings and owning my emotions and naming those and being true to them and not kind of like abandoning myself when I'm hurting or when I'm sad and my partner says something and it triggered me, like not going to judgment or attack or just like saying with full on honesty, this is how I feel. That took some time to learn as well, because that is the language of the feminine through feelings, through the felt sense. And I had to learn it like 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 a separate language. Um, yeah, a lot of work has been done and it still continues. It still continues.
Totally, totally. And so, from reading your emails over the years, because you and I have known each other last 5 years, it looks like your partner is doing a really good job at inviting you again and again and again into your feminine.
He is, we are, working both on this, but he is, yeah, he is doing a great work with me.
Yeah, and so for the men listening and also for the women listening, because I'm pretty sure that they will glean something to it, would you have one, two, three recommendations for, nice guys in recovery? Because, if I look at myself, it's a work in progress. Do you, some advice on how to invite a woman in her feminine from one's masculine?
It's very important to go introspective for a man first to figure out his needs, because I think the nice guys, the trouble for them is they never truly want to share the true nature of their needs, and they seem sometimes manipulative. Um, so truly like meditate on that. A great book, No More Mr. Nice Guy. I know you know about this book, I'm sure.
Of course.
Is of a great help to every man who has no idea what his needs are. He needs to like some support with that. Um, Write those down and you know be be aware that is the truth for you. Um, And from that place, also work on integrity, work on your shadow. Like there's a lot of work that needs to be done before a man truly kind of like decides to invite a woman into being in the feminine. But practicing, I'm saying that getting out of like being courageous, being brave to be vulnerable, and um being vulnerable, being honest, being authentic, and leading, leading a woman into her feminine by asking her questions. What would feel good for you to, what would feel good to receive for you right now, today? Um, how was your day could be a great question, but tell me more, right? Like not staying on a superficial, but tell me more. Um, by being more present with a woman, attune into her emotions, to her where she's at, and asking those questions, inviting a woman to actually share. We women, we love to share, we love to connect, we love to express our emotions. Sometimes we come at a man and we're like, spill it all out. But if a man, her partner, is actually interested in her and knows this relational communication a little bit, he knows that it is beneficial for him to actually connect with her through asking and leading with those questions. He will know so much more about her inner world. Her heart opens, and that's the first step of inviting her into her feminine, her open heart. Her open heart, when he actually can feel her. When a man can feel a woman, that's like such a gift for him. He's like sitting there and ooh, like like I'm all covered in aliveness. Ooh, that's so beautiful.
Yeah,
And
I
that's
love that because
sexy.
yeah, I love that because most men try to understand women, but women, of course, they want to be understood, but they want to be felt, they want to be known.
Yes, we want to be seen in our expression and we want to be given a space to express our feelings. And if a man sees his woman in such a way and knows that this is beneficial for her, because if I'm not going to help her to express herself, one day or like in a week or 2 weeks, she will come out with a full storm, and the storm is going to be a disaster. So we never want to have a storm.
Is there hope for nice guys and the women married or partnered to them that nice guys can, of course, keep their huge heart and develop that masculine presence, knowing penetration? Is there hope?
Oh, absolutely. I have a lot of clients who are recovering nice guys who became like sex gods. Yeah, they
Please
they
say that again
started.
because please say that again because I think it's really important for men to hear. Go for it.
I have a lot of clients, examples of clients who've been the nice guys, felt totally um, like a failure, inapt, inadequate, and so on and so forth about themselves. And then they came out on the other side, now calling themselves sex god. That their women call them that, and they often thanking me. They're women like, oh, please thank Irina because like I'm in bliss because they learned all the skills and all the ways how they can show up with women with full integrity and honesty and also strong masculine frame and safety. Like their heart and their cock and their head, everything is in alignment.
Wonderful. Well, Irina, I really enjoyed our conversation. Please keep up the good work.